You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio, 1350 a.m., IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.
Where the pros talk sports in Riverside and San Bernardino. Fox Sports 1350. KTDD San Bernardino. An iHeartRadio station.
Yes, we are live at IE Sportsnet, IESportsnet.com. Right here live on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 a.m. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops right here.
Yes, indeed. Wow, a wonderful Saturday morning. We have a great show lined up for you guys. It's CIF Championship Saturday, I think would be the appropriate name for this particular show. What do you think about that, Coach?
I think the appropriate name would be Inland Empire Presents the CIF Championship Weekend, because I tell you, we were looking at the schedule and we were looking at the teams that were playing.
That crazy, man.
And it's I was surprised, because 20, 30 years ago you maybe got one team from out here.
Yeah.
But, there's so many teams out here, and that's why we said, you know what, we got to get the expert who knows so much about this. And this is, she creates the Bible, I would say, of Inland Empire basketball, if you will.
She documents. Yeah, she's the scribe.
We told Rome he's the sixth Beatle because we've already got our fifth Beatle.
Indeed.
So without further ado, do we have a special caller calling into IE Sportsnet?
I'm here, guys.
Fantastic. Please, would you be kind enough to introduce yourself to the IE Sportsnet audience?
This is Michelle Gardner. I'm the prep sports writer for the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin and the San Bernardino Sun.
Fantastic. Ms. Gardner, thank you so much for calling in. Michelle, obviously we have a huge Saturday coming up for the Inland Empire. Can you please take a moment to kind of just brief our audience on your schedule today? I know you couldn't be in the studio because you have a huge day coming up. Maybe you can kind of talk about that a little bit.
Right. Well, we've got three teams playing, and they're playing back-to-back-to-back. So Bonita plays at 4 o'clock, Chino Hills comes up at 6:30, and then Ayala plays at 8:30. So I'll be getting to the arena about 3 o'clock, and I probably won't leave till close to 11.
You'll be out there with the janitors.
It's a busy day, but the alternative is having a team play at 10 a.m. and a team play at 8:30, which is probably worse because then it's really a long day.
Exactly.
But it's going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to it. I knew all these three teams were going to be very, very good when the season started, so it doesn't surprise me that they're all there.
Indeed. Now, I have an off-the-script question to ask you. Now, tell everybody where Bonita is in the Inland Empire. I think everybody is a little confused about that. We've been trying to tell folks that Bonita is here in the Inland Empire. Tell us where that high school is.
Bonita's in Laverne. I would actually call it more the Inland Valley than the Inland Empire. You think of the Inland Empire, you look more towards Riverside and San Bernardino County, and they're on the outskirts of L.A. County. So it's in Laverne, but people know Bonita because they've been good in other sports. They've had really good water polo teams. They've been good in baseball. They've been good in other sports.
Right.
So they've got their own reputation.
Indeed. Now, you have 4 local teams competing in the CIF tournament today, 5 if you count Diamond Rancho. How great was the inland basketball here in the Inland Empire this year on the high school level?
It was phenomenal on the boys' side. The girls' side was a little bit down. If you look at the schedule, we've got no girls' teams playing today. So girls was a little down, but on the boys' side, I think everybody expected this. We knew Ayala was going to be good. They've got a lot of juniors last year, and we knew all those guys were going to be seniors. So I knew Ayala was going to be very good. Chino Hills, that speaks for itself. Bonita also had a lot of kids back. So the teams that are left playing today doesn't necessarily surprise me.
Absolutely. And once again, this is IE Sportsnet on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM with Coach B and Eternal. We have the great Michelle Gardner from the Daily Bulletin calling in. And, it's funny you say that about Ayala, Michelle, because I remember early in the season you talked about them. With the season they had, I guess you could say it was a quiet 29-3. In normal years, that would have been an amazing season and a top story. It's kind of like what the San Antonio Spurs are going through. They're 3 games behind Golden State, and no one's talking about it because they're crosstown rivals. Chino Hills, look at the things that they're doing. Number 1 in the state, number 1 in the nation, number 1 in the Inland Valley. Talk a little bit about Ayala, please.
Well, who would think that this team would have this kind of year and be the second best team in their own city? I mean, that's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. But they have a player named John Edgar, about 6'5", power forward, very versatile player. And I think he's been the difference for that team. He's kind of come out of nowhere. There are two players in Austin Awosika and Miles President, and they've put up the same numbers they put up last year. But the difference has been Edgar. Edgar is the man that has improved 100% since last year. And I think that him and his rapid progress and where he's gotten to now, he was completely off the radar last year. I think that's the big difference in that team, because now you don't have two big weapons, you've got three.
And they said in the NBA, if you have, 2 stars, that's a ring. With 3, it's a lock. So it looks like they're doing the same thing down at the high school level. And, we talked about Bonita. Give me the thoughts. You're going to be, like we said, you're going to be down at the game, watching all 3 of the games. And thank God they're all back-to-back, because we're going to try to get out there as well. Give me your thoughts about them. They went 25-5, 9-1 in league. And they have a tough matchup tonight against another 26-5 Oak Park team. I don't know if you know too much about that team that they're playing.
Well, definitely. Now, you talk about Ayala taking a backseat to Chino Hills. How about Bonita taking a backseat to Ayala in the same league? You're talking 2 teams from the same league playing for titles.
Isn't that amazing?
That's ridiculous. And, Bonita beat Ayala the last game of the regular season on a 3-pointer at the buzzer, and that put them into a tie for first. So those 2 teams actually shared first place. Bonita, I think, has the toughest matchup of the 3 teams playing today. Oak Park has a big sophomore, a 6'8", 6'9" guy that averages 23 points, 13 rebounds. And that's pretty much the opposite of what Bonita is. Bonita is very guard-oriented. They shoot a ton of threes. Oak Park is an inside team. They don't shoot many threes at all. So it's a completely different style of play. I think that probably like I said, I think that's the toughest matchup of the 3 teams that we've got going today. That being said, I wouldn't put it past them, because it's kind of just like the little team that could. They just keep finding a way.
And you touched on something, and like Eddie said, or Eternal said, I wanted to ask a question that was a little off the cuff. Explain this to me, because you had 2 teams in the same league, and basketball is a little bit different than football, and I know they're talking about trying to bring those rules in the football as well. But explain to me a little bit about the seeding for our audience out there and how that works, because you have different divisions and you have the open and whatnot, and you can have a team from the same league in 2 different brackets in the playoffs.
Right. It's a matter of school size. It's a matter of your history and what you've done lately. I almost can't figure out how they separate these teams either, because I've seen, other sports where you've got a really small, Damien is a very, very small school, and they're in one of the upper divisions. So I don't even understand how they do it. And then
that makes 2 of us.
I don't. I see it. I think a lot of it has to do with your success in that sport. They're not going to put you in a lower level, a Division 4 or Division 5, if you've got a great success in that sport and you're a perennial power. They're going to put you in one of the top 2 divisions. So that's the matter of how they break that down, I think, more than anything else.
Yes, indeed. Well, Michelle, again, thank you so much for calling in. We certainly appreciate it. And again, we have Michelle Gardner here live on IE Sportsnet Radio. Let's talk about this big game. The number 1 team in the nation is playing. They're playing on prime time, Fox Sports West, 29-0. Let's talk about these Chino Hills Huskies.
They're pretty amazing. I've never seen a team like this in my 30 years covering high school sports. I was reading the Orange County Register earlier this week, backgrounding myself on the team that Ayala is playing, as a matter of fact, and Steve Fryer had a quote in there from an Orange County coach, and the coach said that the Chino Hills basketball team is the best high school basketball team he's ever seen.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Now, they're just so fun to watch. They average 100 points a game. We've talked about Lonzo Ball quite a bit. He's a phenomenal player. I don't know if we're ever going to see a player of that caliber come through here again. He's a once-in-a-lifetime player. The biggest thing that people are looking at going forward is, can this team win a national championship? Now, the big rub here is going to be that at the end of the year, there's this Dick's Sporting Goods National Championship Tournament. So they pick the 8 best teams from around the country, and they fly them into New York, and they have this tournament. Well, Chino Hills will not play in that tournament.
Wow.
Because a California team has never been allowed to go by CIF. It's an unsanctioned event. The CIF hasn't even let Mater Dei go to this tournament.
Wow.
So basically the CIF has to sign off on this trip, and they've never done it for a California team.
That's something else.
So we're talking about doing some epic stuff here. I mean, if I may, Coach B, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, what do you think are the chances of something like that happening, especially when you see a team such as Chino Hills doing what they're doing in the nation?
Right. Well, that's going to be the rub. Whoever picks this mythical national champion, how do you weigh the teams that go to this particular event against a team that is number one in every national poll right now? And let's say they don't lose. Obviously, if they lose, that changes the discussion. But let's say they do run the table, they win this game today, they win state. Now you've got to say, okay, they didn't play in this tournament. Well, Chino Hills coach Steve Bake had set up a schedule on purpose because he knew ahead of time he was not going to be able to go to this event. So if you look at the schedule he set up, that's why he wanted to play Montverde Academy in Florida. That's why he went to City of Palms and played in that tournament. That's why when he went to the Nike Extravaganza, he asked the tournament organizer to play Bishop Gorman, I think it was who they played. They wanted to play as many teams from as many areas as they could so that they could build that resume. And at the end of the year, if they run the table and Montverde, let's say, goes undefeated outside of their loss to Chino Hills, now Chino Hills can say, well, we beat them head-to-head. So he built a schedule for this year knowing he wasn't going to go to that so that at the end of the year he can say, hey, this is my team's resume. Now, Sierra Canyon, who they play today, they're ranked 6th in the country.
Wow.
So, that's going to bolster their resume as well. And then even moving forward to the state tournament portion of the playoffs, they could see Bishop Montgomery again. Bishop Montgomery is ranked nationally.
Right.
So they're still going to play a whole lot more games here in the next coming 2 weeks or so where they're going to have a chance to further that resume. But that's going to be the rub at the end of the year. How much will the so-called experts committee, whoever picks this champion, how much will they hold that against Chino Hills for not playing in that tournament?
And that's amazing information. Once again, Michelle Gardner, the sports writer from the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin and the San Bernardino County Sun. And, this is one thing that Eternal and I heard. I don't know if it's true, but we heard that because of the damage that Chino Hills did in Florida, they were told that they weren't welcome back. So I don't know how true that is. You take out, 2 or 3 of the top 5 teams in the nation. They said, you guys got to go. So, but I don't know if that's true. So
no. Well, I think the most impressive thing was the beatdown of Mater Dei.
Right.
Who beats Mater Dei by 50 points?
And on top of that,
beat them at home.
We had Coach Rome in, and Rome was saying that the coach of Mater Dei had been there 30 years, and that was the first time in his history they had a running clock. So,
well, the running clock rule hasn't been around that long, but let's just say it's the worst loss this coach has had in 34 years.
Right.
And he's the winningest coach in the state. So, it was something to behold, and I think that was definitely their best game of the year because those boys were poised and ready for that game. They've lost to Mater Dei the last 2 years, and that was not lost on them. They really wanted that game.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you calling in, Ms. Gardner. We know you got to go out and cover some sporting news. So thank you so much for calling in. And
appreciate it.
We appreciate it so much. We'll see you today at the Honda Center.
We will.
All right. You have a wonderful day, Ms. Gardner. So
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
Yes, indeed.
Let's go ahead and do this. You're listening to IE Sports Net with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM and the iHeartMedia app.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto and Prodexa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Prodexa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Prodexa Protexta have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our Four Seasons sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors. Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609. Again, 1-800-352-1609. A fee-based company.
From Jackie Robinson to John Elway, Southern California is home to many of America's greatest high school athletes. Now you can add to that legacy by voting for your favorites on a new website called SoCalPrepLegends.com. Log on today and vote for the best plays and players from the teams in your area. You'll find everything you need to make your selections, including stories, stats, videos, and more. Show your team spirit and give your players the recognition they deserve. Go to SoCalPrepLegends.com and see the stars of today become the legends of tomorrow.
What's up? This is TJ Ward from the Denver Broncos. You're now tuning to IE Sportsnet.
The Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Yes, we are back at the IE Sportsnet, IESportsnet.com, right here live on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops right here.
Yes, indeed, man. Great Saturday morning. We're starting it right back off, man. Have a great show lined up. We have some very special guests here in the house. We have the head varsity baseball coach. It's baseball season now, man. Spring is upon us. So it is going down. So, and he brought some gentlemen here. So, Coach, if you could please grab that mic there, introduce yourself, and then maybe you can introduce some of the players you brought, sir.
How you doing? My name is Coach Jason Klug. I'm the head coach at La Sierra High School. I have with me here today Julio Cervantes, Wyatt Langford, and Adrian Roselle.
And the good thing about La Sierra, I was going to say this, is we're in the iHeart Riverside studio. So we love getting the kids in from Riverside.
Yeah, you almost could have took the RTA down here or something. You know what I mean? Like, Coach is like, hey, I don't do that.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. We've all been there. Hey, Coach, man, great way to start the season. Obviously, you guys hopped on a 1-0. You guys are 1-0 right now after an 11-2-4 win against Indio.
A licking stick.
Man, that would be considered a fairly decent, a sizable win. Me knowing what I know about baseball. But give us your thoughts on the game and how you guys played.
Well, I think we had good pitching on the mound from Wyatt, and I think after about the fourth inning, it was 3-1, and we turned it on the offensive side, and I think we put up maybe 7 runs in the 6th inning and tacked on another 3 in the last inning. And so, we have good pitching, and I think we have some good hitting. And so it takes a little bit for us to get hot.
Yeah.
But once we do, we're a good team.
That's interesting. I mean, the Inland Empire, Riverside, big haven for a lot of baseball. A lot of people that go to the next level and go to the majors have come out of here.
Yeah.
But again, now that you've had some time with your team, maybe you kind of give us some thoughts on your squad. Who are some of the players that have impressed you right now?
Well, the 3 guys that have impressed me are the guys that I brought with me today, the seniors. Julio Cervantes here with me. Adrian Roselle. These are the guys that are in my infield. I think defense is our strong point on our team. And then I also brought Wyatt Langford here with me, and he's our ace on the mound. So pitching and defense, you have those 2 things at the high school level, and you're going to be a very good baseball team.
Heard that.
Absolutely. And once again, this is IE Sportsnet on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. We are joined by La Sierra Baseball. Now, Coach, you guys are out in the River Valley League. You have Harupa Valley, Hillcrest, Patriot, Ramona, Eternals, Ramona
Yes,
Rams,
indeed.
and Norte Vista. Tell us a little bit about the quality of baseball in that league.
I think next to the teams out in Orange County, this is one of the highest quality leagues that you can get. Ramona won our league last year, but I think for this year, everybody has a chance to come in first place. Our goal is to, make the playoffs, and from there win a CIF championship.
Nice.
There you go. And I'm looking at the players' backgrounds. Wyatt's a huge rap fan. He's been pitching since he started playing t-ball when he was 4. Now you're a pitcher. If you need, this is an open book test, so I'm gonna let you know this. So. If you see my hat, you'll know. The best pitcher in the game. Who do you? There you go. Who's your favorite pitcher?
Clayton Kershaw.
There you go. That's
There
it.
it
He passed. He passed. Absolutely.
Smart man.
What is it like when you get up on that mound? And I would say that's one position. There's 3 positions in sports that you love. It's the point guard. It's your quarterback, and then the pitcher.
Indeed, the ace.
It's like you're on the mound by yourself. Explain that to me, because I tried to pitch and I realized I didn't have any skill, so I quit doing that. I mean, let's say you're on the mound and you see that batter, and you guys are just staring each other down. Explain that feeling to me.
Well, the first thing I do is I just try to focus everything out. I'm just zoned in. Really, it's just me and the catcher out there. The batter's not even really there, because honestly, if I do what I'm supposed to, if the catcher calls, the batter's not there, he's going to swing and miss, or I'm just going to hit my spot.
Right. Now, speaking of the catcher, do you really go by those signs, or is that just? I mean, are those real?
I've
always wanted to know that.
Yeah, we always want to know that, man. I mean, that's been something.
I always go by the signs, but sometimes I might accidentally miss a sign. Tell me he gave me the wrong sign.
He's like, no, I'm bringing the heat.
Yeah, right. No,
I'm bringing the heat.
I thought you said strike.
Right.
That's funny.
And then, Coach, I wanted to ask you, I know that, every coach wants to win every game, but realistically, what are some of the expectations that you have for your team this season?
Well, I think this year at the beginning of the year, we put our focus on just getting into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once we get into the playoffs, that's when we want to get hot. All right. So maybe not all of our focus being on a league title. If we happen to win the league title, that's great. But we want to win a CIF championship. We want one of those rings.
Right.
So I think that's our goal, and these guys have bought in, and that's what we're going to try to achieve at this point.
Certainly. So, Mr. Cervantes, where's he? Okay, there he is right there. So my man said he's a good dancer, and he's ready to take the 90-mile-an-hour heat. So let's talk about the heat first, because that has been something that has deterred me from baseball. Because I talk a little bit, hence why I'm on radio. So I don't want to be talking to my man Mr. Ace here, and all of a sudden he decides to throw a 91 slider, and mess my pretty little thing I got going on up here. So maybe you could discuss how you deal with a 90-mile-per-hour fastball coming at you.
90-mile fastball, when you're in that batter's box, you just got to zone and focus out, slow down the game. Like, it's not all about speed, I know. Like, if you really focus in, dial everything out, and just slow down the game. That ball looks like a beach ball, man.
That's something. I mean, because let me tell you something. I mean, 90 first, and you got to stay in the box, right? I mean, even when the pitch is coming, I'm obviously your coach. Probably, that's something he works with. But you have to literally. The pitcher's looking at you. Sometimes it's saliva coming out. You know what I mean? Right. He got all kind of stuff on his hat. His hat's down. Can't even see his eyes. He looks like some demon or something. Yeah. And here he comes throwing this heat at you, and you can't even move, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to stay in there, right? I mean, you're not supposed to, like, shaking, because I would be in there like Muhammad, you know what I mean? Be in there ducking and dodging, but
there's times where you do have to dodge because those things come close. They'll come inside, I went to the face. That's a scary moment.
And that's the funny thing. I think they say you have to know if you're going to swing at it and faster than it takes for you to blink your eyeball.
Yeah.
Less than a second. Wow. That's amazing.
Indeed. And then we have our man, Mr. Roselle. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Okay, I want you to be trying to mess me up over here. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm Ramona now, Now, my man said, he said you like fishing. So obviously that requires some patience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so how does that apply, the fishing dynamic apply to what you do in baseball?
It's just a lot of patience. When I go fishing, it's just like patience. After patience, you got to wait for that fish. And baseball, it's kind of the same because you got to wait for your pitch. Patience.
Yeah.
Patience is key.
Yeah, indeed. Now, I want to ask you this, okay? Now, who in your you've been on there for a short time, so I mean, this may be a little difficult for you, but in your thought process, who is the best baseball player of all time?
For all time?
Ooh, that's tough. I know. Give him a little silence real quick, Greg Holler, because he might need to think about this a little bit.
Might need a drum roll.
Yeah, he might need a little drum roll or something. Yeah,
he's probably a Dodger.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with, I really don't have an answer for that.
Well, you have to. It's radio.
All right, what's the greatest team?
Oh, Dodgers.
There you go. All right,
we'll take that.
We got a team out of them. Me personally, I was going. Me being from Riverside, I always say Barry Bonds because he's from right around the corner over there. Stone's throw away. He's from right over there. Or Riverside Dusty Baker is always a good one. With the toothpick. He's from.
They like those are your dad's players.
They're like where they play again?
They're not on the EA Sports game, so they don't know who they are.
Right.
So,
but I'm sorry. But go ahead, Coach B. I know you have some more questions.
But one thing I wanted to ask you, Coach, jumping into it, tell us about next week's matchup on the 8th. You have Shadow Hills. You guys are playing a lot of games out in the Coachella Valley. Give us you got to do it before it gets hot. But tell me a little bit about your thoughts about those games.
Well, yeah, we played Indio, and now we're going to play Shadow Hills. I think they're really similar in a way, and so hopefully we get the same result, but we are not taking them lightly. Yeah, we go out there, we play our preseason games out there, and then when we come back into league, we play all the local schools. So,
Got it.
We're hoping for another W coming on Tuesday.
Right, I sure am too. And one thing, Eternal touched on this. The Inland Empire has been a hotbed for talent. If you think about it, Percival just returned to UCR.
Big deal.
What are your thoughts about? And you said Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonds, Dusty Baker. I didn't even know he was from out here.
Toothpick.
And then the pitcher, I forget his name. He had the funny curly mustache. Was from San Bernardino County. I can research his name. I can't remember.
Raleigh Fingers.
There you go.
Players know who he is.
I didn't even know he was from the Inland Valley.
Oh yeah.
But what are your thoughts about the quality of players coming out of here? I mean, the one thing I love about baseball, Coach, is you guys have the Inland Empire Coaches Alliance.
Yeah.
And you guys work together. I mean, baseball. Every time a baseball team comes in here, they have the uniform on, they have the hats on. There's
always together.
Tell us about the talent coming out of this area, Coach.
Well, I think with anything in Southern California, you have year-round baseball.
Right.
So kids,
That's true.
It's not like back in the day where kids would play 2-3 different sports. Kids are playing baseball year-round now.
Yeah.
Since they're little, So I think kids are coming up and they have more skill now.
Yeah.
Especially out of this area because it's always hot out here.
Oh yeah. So it's always a good time for baseball.
Little kids are playing every weekend. They're playing 3-4 games a weekend.
That's crazy.
And I think the only drawback on that is that you get a lot of overuse injuries from playing year-round. But, as far as the talent's concerned, I mean, you look at the MLB draft every year, you're getting a lot of guys from the Inland Empire.
Certainly.
RCC, UCR, Cal State San Bernardino. So, we represent, well as far as the MLB draft in this area.
Indeed. And Coach, maybe you can talk to us about that in terms of your conversation with your seniors about going to the next level? Like, what is your conversation in terms of, because, obviously, everybody's not going to make it to the bigs, but there's some that may have the talent. But what is your conversation about what's going to happen at the next level once they graduate?
As far as the next level, we're trying to get them into college. That's our goal. And, what I tell them on a daily basis is just give your best effort.
Right.
Be the best version of yourself. And if that takes you to college baseball or professional baseball, then so be it.
Right.
So, that's kind of what I preach to them.
Good stuff, Coach. That's real good.
And once again, you're listening to IE Sportsnet on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. We have La Sierra Baseball in the studio with us. And you just touched on something, Coach. And this is one thing, we've had this conversation before here on IE Sportsnet. One thing that I like about baseball, unlike basketball, in college basketball, you have the one and done. NFL doesn't really have a feeder system. They use college football, but baseball, you have the minor leagues where people can play 7-8 years. Out here, we have the Quakes, we have the 66ers.
Yeah, we have multiple levels.
Right, right, and that as well, because you have AA, AAA, and so forth.
Yeah, but even within that, there's like 3 more levels. You have rookie ball, you have high A, low A, and college football. You just have Division I football.
That's it.
Right, right.
When they get drafted from there, they go straight into the league.
Right.
Same thing with basketball.
Certainly.
But there's a lot more rounds in the MLB draft too. So
and you have international, because people can go play international.
Yeah.
Do you think that helps make, because when you have someone like a Trout, he spent years in the minors.
He did.
And then when he gets to the league, because in the NBA, one thing that happens, these kids go one and done and they disappear. But you have someone, not everyone's going to make it. You're not guaranteed. But you have a Trout where he paid his dues. And then when he gets to that next level, he's able to make it and sustain. When you think of Trout and then the guy out in Washington.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
there you go. Is that a benefit to baseball?
I think so, because you're not getting any flash in the pants type guys.
Yeah.
I think the last guy that didn't spend really any time in the minors was Ken Griffey.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody else put in their time.
Well, he played for the San Bernardino Spirits.
He did.
Yeah, they got his number up there.
Yeah,
so.
One season.
For one,
okay.
Yeah, it was. You already know he was only there to take pictures, so that was it.
But it's just you got to prove yourself every day.
Right.
And I think in baseball, it's a good lesson learned.
Right.
You go out there, you prove yourself every day, and guys that get drafted, it's not okay. Hey, I got drafted, now I'm going to the league. No. You got to prove yourself again. You got to prove yourself every day.
Right.
Well, I love it. Well, Moreno Valley native, born and raised from the IE. What high school did you go to?
Moval.
There you go.
Moval. Okay, no doubt. He's a Viking.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm a Downey Viking.
Well, y'all got something in common. Well, don't get me started over here. You already, But anyway.
Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah, certainly. Best of luck. And I like the hats too, man. The hats are slick. Is that new or?
Yeah, we just got them. We got some more coming too.
That's slick, man.
I can look at the size my fitted is. Yeah, and I'll make sure that I let you know what size my fitted is.
Certainly, man.
So we definitely appreciate you guys getting up early. Coach had said he already had his cup of coffee. He was ready to go.
He was ready,
so,
jacked up. That's the good stuff.
Keep in contact with us,
please.
Let us know for sure. And Coach, if you can do me a favor again and introduce the kids that you brought with you to the station.
Yeah, my name's Julio Cervantes. I'm a senior. I'm also the captain for this team.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
I get the microphone first. Captain gets the microphone first.
I'm Wyatt Langford. I'm also a senior, and I like to consider myself the ace of the team.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about, man. Young Clayton.
Pictures are pictures,
My name's Adrian Roselle, senior on the team. I just like to drop bombs.
That's right.
There you go. It looked like he was about to drop a verse or two. So.
All right, man. Coach, again, thank you guys, man. Best of luck this season, okay?
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Oh, there's the bobs. I love it. So you're listening to IE Sports Network, Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM and the iHeartMedia app. Thank you so much for La Sierra Baseball for coming in today.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto and Prodexa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Prodexa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Prodexa Protecsa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our Four Seasons sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room, weather tight and still like being outdoors. Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609. Again, 1-800-352-1609. A fee-based company.
From Jackie Robinson to John Elway, Southern California is home to many of America's greatest high school athletes. Now you can add to that legacy by voting for your favorites on a new website called SoCalPrepLegends.com. Log on today and vote for the best plays and players from the teams in your area. You'll find everything you need to make your selections, including stories, stats, videos, and more. Show your team spirit and give your players the recognition they deserve. Go to SoCalPrepLegends.com and see the stars of today become the legends of tomorrow.
This is Ryan Kelly with the LA Lakers. And this is the IE Sports Net.
Wow. Greg messed me up right there. That's my song right there.
Who's that?
It's Kendrick, man.
Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't know it was.
Yeah, man. That's supposed to be complimented. Chill out.
Well, that's true. You know what? This is IE Sports Net with Coach B and the one and only Eternal. You know what, man? My cousin put me on blast, man. My cousin Shay. I go hard for them. You know what I mean? I go hard.
I know she was like, your mama from Compton.
Yeah, she was like, no, you were born in Compton. You moved it down. I was like, calm down, Shay.
I got a reputation to uphold, baby.
Right?
But yeah, no, it's going
Vikings
down.
for life.
It's IE Sports Net, IESportsNet.com. Right here live on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Having a great show so far. Right here live with Coach B, Greg Howell on the wheel, punching the house. It's going down, man. Like, we're gonna be today. We're gonna be at the Honda.
Busy day,
man. We're covering the IE Got Buckets with Cali Elite. Is going
public
down.
appearance. So if you want to meet us. You want to get an autograph? I'll give you a discount.
Yeah, I mean, normally I charge a whole big crispy $5.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Look at Greg Holler, man. That's just wrong, man.
But I'll give you a discount today because it's Saturday. You know what I mean? But it's going down. Yeah, we will be at Grand Terrace High School today. That's Grand Terrace, right, family?
Absolutely. Yeah. I hope it's Grand Terrace.
Yeah, I think it's Grand Terrace.
If not, we're going to have a problem.
Right. Grand Terrace High School will be out there today for IE Got Buckets with Cali Elite. My man will be calling in today, talking to us a little bit about that.
At the 50-minute mark.
Indeed. And then we'll also be live and direct today, live and direct for the
Inland Valley Presents The CIF finals.
The CIF finals is going down. I mean, you got JW North.
Wait,
go ahead.
I'm still a little hurt.
Talk to me.
I'm still a little hurt. You know, I still don't appreciate what JW North did to my Downey Vikings in Downey.
I mean, it was funny. I saw that. I was gonna retweet it, but I didn't want to put no pain on you, man. But oh man, that was so funny, man. But I saw they were showing the tweet of how your coach. What was the coach's name again?
Coach Shelton.
Shelton. He had his staff. He had his boys in the locker room halftime against North. You could see them. The boys, their head was down. You know,
yeah.
I mean, they weren't ready for that shellacking that took place.
Yeah, it's true, man. And you know, one good thing is you know, I know you're a big time wrestling guy. I know we're going to talk about the basketball, but one thing that I was excited about, and I didn't realize that girls can compete at the wrestling level,
which is scary.
We're working at getting Michelle Camacho. She's over there killing it. At the CIF. She's from Carter.
Wow.
So we should have her in, if not next week, then the week after that. And then the bowling guy I was telling you about.
Yeah, we got to get him on too.
He hit me back.
Did he?
We're going to get him in there. So
and it's a big. If you guys are into MMA, it's a big fight going on tonight. You got our guy Colin. What's my man's name? McGregor or something like that. But you know, the Irish gentleman. Gonna be taking on our boy Nick Diaz.
That's gonna be a big fight.
Yeah, and then Misha Tate's fighting my girl Holmes tonight too. So that's gonna be a big one. But at any rate, the games today, man, CIF basketball. It's like the Inland Empire. It's like the who's who of the Inland Empire. Is going down. So you have the Long Beach Poly Jackrabbits. I'm still trying to figure out what that represents.
What a jackrabbit is, right?
I know what a jackrabbit is, but I'm trying to figure out how they constitute that with Long Beach Poly. But at any rate, I guess that's better than Tar Babies. Excuse me.
You had to take that shot.
Man. Yeah.
That's why my mother.
I would be. You know, if I went to high school there, I would be out there with a picket sign, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to get that name changed today.
Right. And like I said, years ago they talked about changing it, but they never did change it. That's probably why my mother said, "I'm leaving Compton High and I'm gonna graduate from the Dominguez Dons."
I heard that.
You know.
So you got Long Beach Poly taking on JW North Huskies. My man Coach Barty out there. We got Dikembe Martin out there. It's gonna be that's gonna be a hype game. That's going on at 2:00 today. Then at 4:00 we got the Laverne Bonita Bearcats are taking on Oak Park Eagles at 4:00, and this is going to be going down at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Then you have the Sierra Canyon, number 5 in the nation, the Sierra Canyon Trailblazers are going to be taking on the number 1 stunner, Chino Hills, tonight. They got it at 7:00, and that's going to be going down. Chino Hills Husky, the Ball Boys, going to be taking that down, and then the final game. The Ayala Bulldogs taking on the Edison Chargers at 8:30. Again, this is all going down at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Also, you guys want to make sure if you guys, I think right now what's going on is, because it's at 11:30, it's going to be taking place here in the next couple hours. You have the Aurora Chargers taking on the Norco, friends of the show, the Norco Cougars. So big up to the girls out there. They're the only girls representing for us right now in the IE.
Right.
So big up to the Norco girls.
And then I just want to let you know, Eternal, I was looking at the email, and I know this is very important to you. This is something that's near and dear to your heart. When we go to the games, CIF put it in the email. It's in writing. I can print it if you want to. The meal will be provided. So I just want you to know. So funny story. I think we covered the football game last year, and we had our media credentials, and we go to try to eat. Because normally when you have an event like that, they have food for everybody. So we go in there, the lady's like, your credential doesn't get food. And then it was funny because Eternal went off because there's people with the same exact credential as us walking right behind us. And he told that lady, hey, I thought that our credential was going to get revoked for life.
Oh, man.
I was like, hey, man, I got money. We could just go down to the snack bar, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man. Yo, man. You know, look, I was like, hold up. And you best believe we ate accordingly that
exactly. Day. We made sure we got that food, man. So, go ahead.
I wanted to give a big shout out to the UCR women's basketball team. Man, these girls are doing the Highlanders.
What is UCR called? What is that? That's University of California, Riverside?
Riverside.
What city are you from?
Riverside.
So is that the reason we're talking?
I almost did the Tupac, what he said on Juice. Riverside.
talk about the Riverside.
Yes, the Riverside, the UCR, University of California of Riverside, the women's basketball team, man, they are doing something special. 21-7 overall, 14-0 in conference play. They play in the Big West Conference. NCAA eligible, I want you to know. They can go to the tourney.
Right.
D1, they can go to the tourney. So they have a young lady out there that is doing it.
That's legit. And go ahead.
And I talked to the AD Jones.
Did he get your jersey?
No, she.
Did she get your jersey that was promised to you 2-3 years ago?
By my man Austin Quick. You know what I did to him?
What's that?
Great. Hit me, help me out a little bit. So Austin Quick.
Is he still there?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's a good question. I think if he's there, I don't know if he's hooping or not.
Right.
But I did see him on Twitter. So what I did was, we're talking about my man Austin Quick. Cool. Peace out, my man Austin Quick. So he, a couple years ago, he promised me a jersey. I said, oh, man, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. And so I hit him. I was like, hey, I seen him, in the street. Hey, Austin, what's up with that jersey? Oh, man, don't worry about it. I got you. So you know what I did? I went and found you remember Harlem Nights?
Yes.
The movie. So I went and found the part where he was like, Quick, you killed my brother, Quick. I found that clip and I DM'd him that clip right there on Twitter. He ain't responded since.
I don't think he will. I doubt that he will, But speaking of UCR, man, gets excited. My niece just graduated from UCR, Jasmine Arrington. I hadn't seen her. It looks like we may have a call coming in. Hadn't seen my niece in probably 6-7 years. And the funny thing is, I live in Fontana, and my niece went to UCR. But I saw my niece. Big ups to my niece, Jasmine Arrington.
Dope.
She was the one family member who actually was smart. She skipped a grade, and now she has that college degree because Lord knows me and my brother, college educated.
Hey, anytime you skip a grade, that was always like the clarification that you had a little, you was doing your homework.
I'm happy about her because I'll talk about her for a second, man, because she could have got lost, man. She skipped a grade and she was living at UCR on her own at 17.
Wow.
So
wow,
yeah,
that's impressive.
But it looks like
if I was on my own at 17,
exactly,
I wouldn't have been
on
going
a college
to college.
campus.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been going to college.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break. You want to take a quick commercial break?
We'll take a break. Yeah, take a break, man. Because when we break, we break.
There we go. So let's take a quick commercial break. You are listening to IE Sports Network, Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com.
Paid military spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas, is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto and Protexo users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Protexo and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Protexo have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys. We're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh, no. We'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors. Maybe a living room. Oh, no, wait. A family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609. Again, 1-800-352-1609. A fee-based company.
From Jackie Robinson to John Elway, Southern California is home to many of America's greatest high school athletes. Now you can add to that legacy by voting for your favorites on a new website called SoCalPrepLegends.com. Log on today and vote for the best plays and players from the teams in your area. You'll find everything you need to make your selections, including stories, stats, videos, and more. Show your team spirit and give your players the recognition they deserve. Go to SoCalPrepLegends.com and see the stars of today become the legends of tomorrow.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
We are back at his IE Sportsnet, IESportsnet.com, right here live on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. It's been a great show. We had Michelle Gardner from the Daily Bulletin called in.
Indeed.
And then La Sierra Baseball come in. And now, friend of the show, I don't even know if we need to introduce this.
I mean, well, this brother needs no introduction. But we're gonna go ahead and allow him to formally introduce himself to the audience, just because we want to make sure that everybody understands his name. Because I think the brother speak a little French or something.
Thank you, brother.
So, brother, please introduce yourself.
On my table.
Introduce yourself to the IE Sportsnet audience, sir.
Yeah, man. I mean, after an introduction like that, man, I better be bringing a full entourage with me and everything, man. Coach Anthony Nichols, Cali Elite Basketball. Pleasure to be on the show again, gentlemen. Family as always.
Indeed. Now, I mean, you have, as always, man, you're always involved in big stuff. Really doing a great job on the AAU circuit right now. Tell the audience what you have going on this weekend.
We running as we always do, right? So this weekend we have the classic IE Got Buckets showcase. Located out of Santiago High School and surrounding schools in the beautiful city of Corona. So we got just under 70 teams this weekend coming out to bid for the championships of IE Got Buckets, right?
Indeed.
Absolutely. And then do me a favor and let everyone know, I know we've said this before, but I just want to make sure you let everyone else out there know, what was your reason for starting the Cali Elite program? And I know with you got your kids are in the league. I know you're involved, your wife is involved, but why is Cali Elite so important to you and so near and dear to your heart?
Well, I mean, as I've said before, it really is a foundational thing for the community. I mean, I started playing sports when I was a kid and lived in Long Beach and didn't necessarily have the resources to be able to stay out of trouble. But I had a good father that kept me involved in sports and did those things for me, and coaches and teachers did what they're supposed to do. So it really is around paying back. Right. When we started looking for things for our kids to do as we started having kids, we found that there was a gap in programs out there that really had core values that we wanted to be involved with. And so, rather than complain about it, my wife said, start something. And here we go. We're 5 years in and getting things going. And it's been a pleasure, man. We started out with one team and we've grown. We have, over 10 teams now and over 100 kids in our program. And, got 2 kids out and into college last year, and we'll have 3 more going out this year. One of them going to Cornell. So it's a really great opportunity for our program as a whole to be able to influence a community.
And that's good. And I know you guys got some great things, like we said. Once again, Coach Anthony from Cali Elite calling in the IE Sports on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. You guys got, I mean, I'm looking at your schedule. You guys are jam-packed. In April, you have the Cinco de Mayo Invitational. In May, you have the Mother's Day Shootout. June, you have the King of the Court. July, you have this the Summer Sizzle, and then you have the Above the Rim in September, November, Veterans Day, and December, Toys for Tots. Now, I didn't see that you had the Coach B birthday party in there in July.
Yeah, what's up with that?
We got the Coach B birthday party. We got the holiday extravaganza. We doing all of it. Yeah, no, the tournaments are a great way. Again, fundraising for youth organizations is always a challenge. Going out and as I like to call it, begging people for money is not something that I'm partial to. So this is a way where we become independent ourselves. We host our own tournaments, our own events, and it raises money for our program, which we put 100% of those proceeds back into the program so that we can keep our fees low at $65 a month for our kids to be able to play. High school guys pay for very minimal amount in comparison to other high school programs out there, and we try to do it, and the way that we do it is through throwing tournaments. We ventured off last month, and we did a IE exposure camp, and we're going to come back with another one of those on the 26th of March, and we'll also do a IE exposure camp for elementary school age kids the following Saturday, April 2nd. So I'll have more information about that, or you can visit our website at www.leaguelineup.com/elite sports, and all of that information will be on there, or you can Google us at Cali Elite Basketball, and all of that information will come up through our social media pages and through our website information, or you can contact me directly at 909-717-7031.
Man, see, you light-skinned brother. You just took my shine, man. I was trying to ask the next question on how people can get down with Cali Elite. You just stole my thunder again, brother. What I mean? Man. We trying to be proficient, man. I understand they don't give y'all a whole lot of time on the air to get what we need to get done, man. But yeah, man. We're a good grassroots program in the community and located out of Moreno Valley, but we got kids that come all the way up from as far as Fallbrook down in south of Temecula to as east as Palm Springs and as north as the high desert to come and work out with us. We start training as young as 5 years old, and we go all the way up to high school seniors. And again, grassroots program, homegrown, teaching these kids from the ground up how to play basketball, and how, more importantly than basketball, how to be better students, how to be better young men and young women, and teaching them a foundation of what it's going to take to be better people. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not getting good grades in school and I'm not handling my business, this basketball thing doesn't matter at all.
Exactly. True. And I know you do the IE exposure camp. So if you need somebody, I haven't got my invite to come out and play for the 9 and 10s. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. But I'm ready if you need me. Just call me up, Coach, and I'm ready to get in there.
We got the jersey for you. You got to get the shoes off the telephone wire though, so you can be like Mike.
There you go. Absolutely. And one last thing. I wanted to. You kind of touched on it and you said it, but why is it so important for you to teach these kids? I know you talked about your reasoning for starting this, but like we said, you got your son and your daughter in the program. Why is it so important to teach them about this? And you guys, you serve the community with this. Why is that so important to put that into the next generation?
You know what, man? I didn't really. The older I get, the more intelligent my parents become, right? And so you start to really understand some of those core values that they were screaming back when you were a kid, and you find yourself saying those things. And again, we're lacking right now, even in our community, even in our best situation, we're lacking leadership right now in our community. And so we're not equipping our kids to become productive members of society. We're creating and political, right? But we're creating a socialized society that basically begs and pleads for things, and they buy what they want and struggle to pay for what they need. And again, that's a whole other subject, but it really is around, we have to get back into a relationship with God and a relationship with, the program stands for Christ Alive Living Inside, and that's what Cali stands for. And so it's using basketball is a vehicle to introduce God and Christ into these kids' lives and introduce structure and organization and hold them accountable for school and education. I've got 2 of my best players right now on my 14-year-old team sitting down because they don't carry a 2.5 GPA, and they're not playing right now until they get their assignments up. So it's making sure that we're, again, teaching them that choices have consequences, and that it's not about working and playing, it's about working and working. I have to work to plant the seed. I've got to work to harvest it. I've got to work to cook it. I've even got to work to eat it. It's just a matter of working.
I hate to cut you off, brother. That's good stuff. But we're pressed up against the clock.
We got to get ready to get out of here.
We'll be out there today at Santiago High School visiting IE with Cali Elite. So we appreciate that. So me and Eternal have got to go. You're listening to IE Sportsnet with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM and the iHeartMedia app.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
The Inland Empire's home for NASCAR. Fox Sports 1350.